I love to start my story about my grandfather, Andre. He's been here since 1970. He was in Flatbush for almost 50 years. And then now he's in Brentwood, he's 85. He started off as a teacher. He knows 5 languages. He's half black, half white. His mother's from France, his father is from Haiti. And because of the Duvalier regime, he felt necessary that he had to leave to create a better environment for his kids, but also his grandkids. Next person you got is my mother, Andy Lewis, but they call her Fifi. She's a nurse right now. She's been in the States since '93, so that's 30 years. My mom, she's 105. Yeah, man, she understands me more than most people, and she's really she's somebody I could talk to when I want to understand, to get to know my father. My father, his name's Joel Paul. Dad is one of 4. He's from Haiti as well. He's been here since 1990. He's currently a bus driver. He owns a couple properties. He's been a grinder. He's the true person that taught me hard work and sacrifice. The reason why he was able to show me that, because when my brother was about 10 months old, he left. He actually left his hometown when he was 24. The things that he told me was when his grandfather died, his father was in a better position than he was. When his father died, he was in a better position. So his ultimate goal was to tell me that staying the course and creating a plan and abiding by it and teaching me hard work, you know. Parents been divorced since I was 3 years old, and then I lived with my mom. We moved around a lot. So while my mom was going to school to become a nurse, we were living in Brentwood, we were living in Patchogue, we were living in Bayshore. From place to place, we were getting evicted a lot. Mom was just trying to figure it out, you know. Trials and tribulations hit, but it was tumultuous because I was in a new place all the time. But Huntington's always been home for me. I'm used to wearing the same clothes all the time, same sneakers till they run through till they got holes in them. No cable in the house sometimes, and we were just outside, you know. I didn't really have it like some of my other family members where, you know, new game systems and stuff like that. We really had to just, I call it thug it out. We had to figure it out, and yeah, man, it was tough. Those humble beginnings taught me a lot of who I am, and the worst isn't always the worst, if that makes sense. I got my brother, he's 9 years older than me, his name is ZIYNX. He taught me how to hustle. We got immigrant parents and we can't get it all the time, so he taught me how to really get it on my own. Just a lot of different people that have just seen me grow and develop and have been a part of my journey, and I truly appreciate every single one of them that's just been there. Man, Corey, I get chills when I talk about him sometimes, like crazy. This guy is 6'6", 300 pounds, just playing the league. He's a legend in Bayshore. He's a security guard. I was in Bayshore Middle School. I was in English class. I was wearing bunk stuff, sitting in the back. I really wasn't paying attention. And I was a new kid. And, you know, he was watching me and stuff like that. And then one day, he just pulled me out of class. He walked into class, Randy, you outside now. His hands was massive, just grabbed me. And then we just had a long, stern conversation, cause he's seen it. I was a new kid, and I was acting up. He could just see, this isn't you. You acting up. You're an emotional kid, and you don't know how to use that. So when people try you because of your sneakers, or your one brace, and all these different things, he just told me, man, if you think no one believes in you, I believe in you. That was the catalyst. That was the start of me trying to figure out who was Randy and formulate that lane for myself. And for years, I leaned into him, having personal conversations and growing and learning from him. 10th grade when he passed away, I think it just switched for me. And I couldn't even get myself to go to the funeral because I couldn't see him like that. I didn't go to his grave until I was a sophomore in college, that summer. I would go and update him of what I was doing and how proud he would be if he saw me today and what I did. When you're going through something and you feel like you're being ignored by everybody, and there's one person that looks at you and says, I believe in you and what you have to offer, and that person's gone and doesn't see the finished product, to be honest, nothing else matters. What really drives me is the thought, the first person that believed in me, is he proud of who I am today? That's all that matters to me. That's what gives me, that's what really wakes me up in the morning. Trevor Costner's my big brother, man. He's from Green Lawn. So Trevor taught me about leadership. He taught me how to be a leader, but how to be impactful for kids that were underneath me. He's the one that I had to really just fine tune myself. And as I'm finding myself how to be a man, he's holding me to the standard that Corey held me to. Listen, you got people looking at you, you need to start acting like the things you preach about. Sometimes I ask him, I didn't ask to be a leader, man. I just asked to be me. He's like, well, great, because you were given it and you have to take it. I don't think people realize the weight that was lifted off my shoulders when I saw that house burn down, because that's the first time I felt free. December 2nd, that morning was just a regular day. Like, I'm going to the gym in the morning, and my tenant underneath me is screaming into my window. I'm up, but I'm like not up yet. He's like, Randy, get up. Like, there's a fire. What are you talking about? I look out my window, and there's a flame coming into my window. So I back up like this. And I immediately get up. My brother's sleeping in the front room. Juve, get up. Juve, get up. He's kind of like a heavy sleeper. I'm like, Juvens, get up. There's a fire. So he runs out. I get on the phone with 911, putting on my clothes, and I'm telling them what happened. They're coming, and I'm trying to grab stuff. Like, I don't know if I grab my laptop, can I grab my wallet? And then the fire chief just goes, Randy, get out. I'm like, all right. As soon as I hang up, the lights cut. And I was like, all right, I can't grab anything. So I got to close my back, I got my phone, let's go. I open the door, and it's just smoke. I can't see anything. I have my flashlight, can't see anything. The only way I got out of my house is that I retraced my steps. So when I got out, I see the flames just downstairs just engulfed. So the fire chief comes in, they spray everything down, and they go, all right, so we put everything out, but whose room is in the back? I was like, He's like, man, your room was so bad, the firemen couldn't even go into the room to put the water out. They had to stand in the hallway with the hose. So if I were you, please do not go in that room. So before I go upstairs, I go downstairs to see where the source was, because it was an electrical fire from my tenant, and my floor is caved in. But when I go in there, nothing survives. Everything is charred up. I have absolutely nothing but the clothes on my back. And I must say, that's the first time I felt that peace. My grandfather's dream was for me to live the dream that I wanted to do. He sacrificed so much for me to have the options and the ability to live this life the way that I wanted to. When the fire happened, I just said to myself, like, if I'm going to put all this sacrifice in for my life, there's no way that I'm living for people anymore. I owe nothing to anyone. My cousin Kenny, man, he used to play basketball at Huntington High School, and we were tired of going outside of our neighborhood to go to the park. So where we're sitting at now is the Al Walker Park, 20 plus years in the making of getting this revitalized. We've been pushing this specifically for 3 years. And he would go in to the town and he would advocate for the park to get done. He would go in, design it, all these different things. Like, it was his mission. And, you know, we were backing him, and it was in the budget. We were getting to run around. And I think I went to Amaru and I just told him, I said, you know what? The town respects key stakeholders, AKA the businesses. So me being a creative strategist, me being a storyteller, me being able to conceptualize a brand story, I wanted to go over and speak to, you know, businesses that I have a personal relationship and tell their story. And we posted it on our social media platforms. And then we were able to give local publications like these businesses their information and then to, you know, do reports on them. And it went by wildfire because they would say, we support the Al Walker Park Initiative. We support, and this is like 9, 10, 11 businesses. And every week we're just putting out this new pieces of content. And eventually, you know, the town was like, you know what, like, let's really do it. Because there was people in our community that looked at us and say, why do we have to do West 11th Park? What's the reason? What's the purpose? It's been run down for years. Only drug dealers and drug addicts go here. It hasn't been in repair for over 20 years. They don't even feel safe to bring their kids here. And I look at them and it's like, because we want the kids after us to have a place to go and play basketball and feel like they don't have to go to other parks around the township to play basketball and to go to the playground. And after 3 years, we successfully lobbied $1.2 million to get it done.